Hi everyone, what's up? It's your girl Silanji. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Yeah, so you all know I haven't been posting lately. I've been hella busy. And guys, I'm sorry, okay? Yeah, but here we are again, back in the building. You know the vibe. So if you're new to this channel, welcome to my channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that post notification bell, hit that like button, share with everyone. And if you're already on this channel, welcome back. Okay, so today we're going to have something different, a little something. I thought I should spice this up a little bit. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you guys a story. Okay? A story of however it is that I had going on when I was kind of a little bit, just a little bit younger than this. Okay, so you guys have to stay tuned because I mean, it's the best thing. Okay, so let's get right into this video. Yeah, and just one thing before I get into this video. I'm sure some of you know that I own a clothing brand, and most of you guys don't know. So it's called Simba's Collection. Just go to my Instagram. You'll find it linked somewhere, or you can just search for Simba's Collection. Simba's in capital letters underscore collection 21. That's why we sell t-shirts, adidas, shoes, whatever it is that you want. As you can see, I got it dripping. Y'all can take a look at this pretty shit. This is like chrome hearts. Yeah, these are all designer labels. So yeah, if you want to get it dripping, I mean, you know your plug. Hit me up for some t-shirts at a very cheap price. You can find me on Facebook. You can search for my page, Suilanji N, and yeah, somewhere I think you have linked my number to my WhatsApp business account. And yeah, so now as we get right into this video, I'm going to start telling you a story of what happened. But I've got some friends involved, yeah? And I'm not going to mention their names, so we'll just have to like put fake names on it. So there is me and a friend of mine, yeah? Her name will be Amanda. So me and this girl were like close friends. And the thing is, she used to stay in a different city than I was. So just after we finished school and all that, having that free time, nothing to do at home, I'm like, okay, you know what, Amanda, I'm going to come and visit you one of these fine days. So looking at that part, another friend of mine, what's her name going to be? Her name Mary. Okay, so Mary tells me she wants to tag along as I go to see Amanda in the next city. Mary was also coming from a different city, yeah? So I had to wait for Mary. She had to travel from the city she was at to my city, and then from there, we had to travel to the next city so that we can visit Amanda, yeah? And what happened was, my God, this is sweet. I didn't want to tell my parents about it because it's like my parents are so skeptical about everything, and I didn't want them to know because I knew they wouldn't have allowed me to go anyway. Yeah. So I told my mom to say I'm going to meet up with a friend of mine in town. So when I went to town, I had to wait for Mary. Mary came, we met, and what a coincidence, we met my mom at the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, mom, this is Mary, this is my mom. I think I told you I was going to meet a friend in town. Oh, my mom was like, oh, okay, yeah. So definitely she didn't have any clue about what was up in my head. Oh my God. And then, yeah, me and Mary, got on a bus, and started going to another city. In that place, we had to go through like two other cities to get there. So it was three cities away from my city. And I was 16 by then. Yeah, I just turned 16 and I had to do all that. Wow. So we went, reached the other city. You know what? It was all vibes, all cool and fun. She came, she picked us up. You know, we had that vibe going on with us. Like, oh my God, we haven't seen each other in a few months at least. So this is now a time to like link up and enjoy. You know, I don't know what was going on in our heads, but I was like super cool that we had to move all that distance just to go visit someone else. Yeah, and yeah, whatever happened. So Amanda, Mary, and I started moving, going to see another friend that stayed in the same city as Amanda. So we visited. It was now the four of us, or vibes, chilling, whatever. We had some fun, yeah. No, stuff went down. It was all cool, but it was now like time to go home, and it was in the evening. You know, I was actually hyped about the fact that I was with my friends, so I didn't want to go home. And then now there comes Mary telling me, no, you know what? So Elijah, you have to go home. And I'm like, no, hell no. I'm not really going anywhere. So she comes like, no, you can't ditch me like this. You have to go. And it was nearly raining. I think it started raining, and I refused to go. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me just escort you to the station. We went to the station. She was like, no, me, I can't stay here because my mom's kind of like psycho and she doesn't know I'm here. So I'm going back home. You know, and me feeling all sexy and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. So I refused to go. We escorted Mary to the station. She had fun. I don't know how she went. And me, I went to my friend's place. I went straight to Amanda's place. And at that time, my mom still didn't know where I was, okay? So it started blowing my phone up. And I had to like switch it off. Wow. What a lame state. But yeah, that's a step that I took. I was like, I'm definitely going to ignore these people. My mom, my dad, everyone's really hitting my line now. And I'm like, no, they don't have to know where I am. So it started raining, yeah? And me and Mary were just like in the bedroom, talking and stuff. Not until at night, Mary's mom comes into the bedroom. No. Oh my God. It's not Mary, it's Amanda. Sorry, Mary had left. It's hard when we're playing with fake names, yeah? So, this is what happened. Amanda's mom came into the bedroom and she goes like, there's someone on the phone for you. And I freaked. I'm like, oh my God, please let it not be my mom because that woman is crazy. And they didn't even know each other. But surprisingly, I picked up the call and it was my mom. I'm like, oh my God, how has she gotten Amanda's whatever mom's line or something? And I was embarrassed because her mom didn't know I told my mom I was going somewhere. No, her mom didn't know I didn't tell my mom. So she let me squat in the house, thinking my mom knows about everything. And then mom goes like, hi. You know, she starts shouting. That woman can't talk. That's why I love her. She's shouting at me. And I'm on the phone like, yeah. No, it started raining and I tried to make up some story. And then she goes like, you have to get on a bus at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. You have to get home. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And then Amanda's mom was like, okay, so you had me involved in stuff that I didn't know about. I actually thought you told your mom and she allowed you to come here. I'm like, yeah, I did. She just forgot. I'm like, she just forgot. Because I didn't want her to think I'm the bad kid, you know, like that bad friends. Plus, people like us are already judged by the way we look, looking at our noses and stuff. So I didn't want her to think I'm the bad kid. Then I'm like, yeah, probably tomorrow early in the morning I'll start off to go home. And we slept. I was so worked out. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to be done to me. And I was just praying for a miracle to happen. So I early in the morning I didn't even eat. Yeah, I started off going home. So instead of me going straight home, I decided to go to my friend's place. Again, the girl that stayed in the same city. Like, okay, yeah. So, um, having me go on that side, my mom kept on calling and calling. I put my phone on silent and I just didn't want to talk to her. I would answer and be like, no, I've studied off, no, this is what has happened and stuff. So I was there, I was like with my friend. I don't know, I was dumb, I don't know what I was thinking because I knew I was already in hot sauce right now. And like at that particular time, I knew I was going to get a bad whooping. So I was like, oh, okay, you know what? It's okay. They'll hit me, and I mean, it won't show. I don't know. Yeah, so me and my friend kind of like chilled, had fun, enjoyed whatever it is that was going down. Um, Not until my mom threatened and was like, okay, I'm coming there right now, and you know what's going to go down. You know the type of woman I am. So I'm like, damn, if my mom really comes here, she's not about jokes. And I knew it was true, she was going to follow me. And if she follows me, that's like embarrassing in front of everyone. My mom would do literally anything to have me safe. So she was kind of like worried about me, yeah? And my dad wasn't eating. He was like that worried parent saying, I'm not going to eat until I find my daughter. I don't know where my daughter has gone. So I told my mom, okay, yeah, I'm going to board the bus now. She requested to talk to my friend. I gave my friend the phone, they talked and all that. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm now coming. Then I had to switch off my phone. Instead of going home, I decided, okay, you know what, let's go chill again. I have a lot of time to go home. I don't know what I was thinking. So we had to like play and play and play, vibes going down and whatnot. Not until it was evening around 17. Then I thought, you know what? The fact that it's 5 p.m. and she told me to go 5 a.m., I can start off now. The fact is that still going to whoop my ass. So I got on a bus. That was evening. Um, I started going back home. And I had my phone back on. My parents started calling me and pick up and be like, no, I'm coming. And then I tried to play like the good kid. I blamed my mom. No, you know what? It's actually all your fault. It's actually all your fault because if you don't uh, keep me from visiting my friends, I wouldn't have done this. I would have told you. I would have. And that was the dumbest thing I'd ever say to someone who's, you know, kind of in a situation where they're worried and I don't know, Fury kind of hit the situation. Yeah. So not knowing it was my friend Mary that rented me out. I don't know how my mom had her line. So my mom had to call Mary, and Mary was like, "No, we went somewhere, but I came back," and she refused. So she had to give my mom Amanda's mom's line, and that's how my mom got to me. So on my way back home, I was walking, moving. Okay, before I get to the part of this story, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that post notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and share. I mean, I can't just be telling stories and you're just a few of you watching. We're supposed to be at least, like a family, everyone. Yeah, whatever. So, um, I got to my city, got on a bus. Instead of going home, I made another lame move. Yeah. So, instead of going home, I made another lame move and decided to go to my aunt's place. That's why I spent the night with my phone off and not telling my parents. Yeah? Not until my grandmother called and she started shouting at me. I'm like, no, just chill, 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 chill. Um, all you have to do is take a chill pill. You don't have to worry about me because I'm with my aunt and she requested to talk to her. So after they talked, I was like kind of in a safe space at that particular moment. But I knew very well I'm still going to get my ass whooped when I go home. So yeah. And it was like around 1 p.m. and my mom said, come home now and I'm not coming to pick you up. I'm I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm coming. And so I started off going home from my aunt's place. Immediately I reached home, like outside the gate, I found my young brother, and he goes like, "Blame, so just know what you're going to do, otherwise you're going to get beaten." I'm like, okay, I'll see what I'll do. So I got inside, found my other youngest sibling, the girl, and she comes at me like, "Shh, just don't do anything, but they're going to beat you. I don't know what you have to do." Like, okay. And I was scared to death at that moment. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I had, I was young and I had this tactic back in my head, like, okay, my parents will be beating you. So if you don't cry, don't do nothing, they'll keep on beating you. So the goal was, um, I'm going to have to cry. Once I'm hit, like just once, I have to scream like no man's business. Like I don't know what they've done to me, but that's the only way they'll stop hitting me. So I got inside, and my parents were in the bedroom. I don't know if they knew whether I was here or not, but after a few minutes, then they told my sibling to see call her. I'm like, oh my god, I'm dead now, for real, for real. And then I go to my mom's bedroom, and I'm standing there, like, just at the door. I didn't want to go in because I knew they were going to hit me, but so I was standing there at the door, and my parents were looking at me. They were on the bed just looking at me. They were looking at something I don't know on their phones. So the fact that I didn't go close to them, they continued doing what they were doing. Not talking to me, no nothing. And then they told me to get close. Like, okay, dad stood up from the bed, doing like he's doing something else. Not until, oh my god, he came at me and slapped me bad. So I'm like, wow. And from here, the plan was, let me start screaming. So I screamed loud, like loud. Like, I don't know what has been done to me. It was only one slap, and I had to scream loud. My mom was like, no, no, no. She was mad. And then she goes like, no, 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 don't do that. You're going to hurt her. Just leave her alone. You don't have told you not to slap at them. Whatever it is that they do, don't slap them. You would do something bad to them, and it's not going to be my fault. It will be on you. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not a jackpot. But I still didn't stop screaming. Like, I had to force tears that weren't coming out. I'm like, what am I going to do? Because dad will keep beating me. And then he gets like a stroke. Yeah, there's a certain whip that they just keep at home for anything. So he got that, and um, sorry, instead of hitting me, he stopped because I was crying mad loud, yeah. And what my mom did, they just sat me down. They're like, sit down, stop crying. So he started babying me, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I think I finally gotten away with the plan because I would have been beaten madly. And then, so they gave me some lecture, talked to me for a few minutes, and they're like, okay, yeah, you can now go to your bedroom. So I go out, my siblings are there waiting at the door. And then I'm like, shh, don't say anything, don't say anything. So they was laughing at me. I'm like, why are you guys laughing? And we know you don't cry when they beat you. So what you did there was you just put up some type of act. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I didn't want to be beaten, yeah? So that's how I got away with it. But at the same time, I would have been beaten. I just don't know what I was thinking to like leave home and go for 2 days without letting my parents know. I don't know. I was so young and but that's how I got away with that whooping. And I guess I was just lucky, yeah. Up until now, I still repeated my same mistake. Like, I had to wait for some time and went back to the same place for a different reason. My God, so that's what happened, and that's just how I got away with it. I don't know. I think I was pretty naughty. I wouldn't love my kids to do whatever it is that I did back then. Like leave home and making your parents not know about wherever your whereabouts. Wow, that was so dumb. That was dumb, but like, yeah, that's the thing. So don't forget to like, share, comment, hit that post notification bell, and subscribe to this channel for more stories. This was just like me giving you a glimpse of whatever it is that I've had going down. Now it's a bit younger than this, so if you want to listen to more stories that have got a lot of things involved, make sure you do the 4 things that I just mentioned. So we out. See you in the next video.